following program may contain coarse language, suggestive dialogue, and discussion of violent imagery and sexual situations. It is intended for mature listeners who can tell the difference between facts and opinions.
Primal ends again for the second time on this episode of the Toonami Faithful podcast. I am your host, Sketch, and with me, I have...
It's your co-host, Kuro, and...
editorial writer, Lace Kid, and...
Steven, bringing up the rear.
Yes, this time we'll talk about the last two episodes of Primal, Season 3. And before that, we're going to talk about this week's episode of Rooster Fighter and this week's episode of Blue Lock. We'll be saving Tokyo Revengers for next week.
And Paul will be probably joining us at some point this evening, as is the norm these days for our recordings. So don't be surprised when he shows up, because he will. Yes.
So first up, the second episode of Rooster Fighter.
Yeah. KG. He's hanging out with some ladies who are fishing, and he manages to get rewarded with a delicious sea urchin. Well, chickens will eat pretty much anything, I gotta say. Though don't give them anything with onions, and don't give them tomato plants. They eat tomatoes themselves. But yeah, that tracks. They'll eat anything. In a town called Surukame, a middle-aged man named Yasuo Oda is attempting to make a living by illegally selling chicks. One of them is named Pyoko and is bullied by the other chicks. I think Pyoko's a girl, so I'm going to go with she until someone tells me otherwise.
I believe so.
Yeah, she becomes closely attached to Oda, and he ends up giving her a little matching tattoo to his with the word duty on her back. Yes, because she wanted to imitate his tattoo, and he tells her to live each day with honor. And he also discovers a little purple boil on his back. Yeah.
Suspicious.
That in mind. Turns out Oda is in pretty serious debt, and he's getting beat up by his creditors. He ends up going to his friend Tajima, who dupes him into signing a debt transfer contract, which he realizes when the Yakuza show up, telling him he is on the hook for 10 million yen. That can't be good. This seems to stimulate rage in him from various childhood memories of his mother abandoning him, and the result is the purple boil explodes, and he unleashes a mutant demon and starts wreaking havoc on the town, much to poor little Pyoko's dismay. Keiji then arrives on the scene and confronts the demon and starts attacking using his resonance, but Pyoko steps in and begs him not to kill her master. Keiji attacks repeatedly with his audible attack and kills it. Initially, they think that Oda is dead, but it turns out that he's still alive, having been freed from whatever was haunting him, but he seems gravely emaciated. Pyoko then decides to follow Keiji, and the very, very, very frail Oda urges her to go on her own path. Keiji tries to discourage Pyoko and runs off, but she still attempts to follow him. While she's trying to learn how to feed herself, she comes across another demon, and she decides to wait there for Keiji to show up, which he does. This slug demon proves to be a lot more resilient to Keiji's attacks. Hey, fun fact. Slugs are actually very vulnerable to beer. All gardeners use this trick to catch slugs. You leave a little bin full of cheap beer out, and it gets all the slugs. And so, if you ever have a giant demon slug, you just throw some beer at it. That might help. Anyway, Keiji powers up his Coco attack to maximum effect and manages to destroy the demon, but with a little remnant of it still surviving, it goes to attack Pyoko, and Keiji saves the little thing and ends up severely wounded. Pyoko then drags Keiji into a back alley and proceeds to care for him herself until he's fully recovered. Keiji then decides to keep Pyoko along as long as she follows his rules. But before they can discuss it further, suddenly they're ambushed by the female badass hen from the previous episode, who seems pretty intent on killing Keiji. So it seems our little party is coming together. We have a new little addition, and assuming from the opening song that the female hen will join their group as well at some point after getting out whatever anger she has with Keiji. So it's coming together. I just want to say, I don't know if it was the volume on when I was watching it, but Pyoko's voice was just so grinding to me. I just couldn't do it. Oh my god, it was too much. I'm sure this is just a me problem, but I'm curious if anyone else did have the same experience with the sound of her voice just grating. I gotta ask.
Not really.
Yeah. I knew this was just a me problem. I mean, she looks cute, but I can't with the screaming, the constant screaming. It was a lot.
I wouldn't go far as to say that it bothered me, but I will say that I could see how it could. Because it's very high pitched.
Yeah,
I can agree with that.
Yeah, it was a little much for me. So what do we think about little Pyoko? Let's start with you, Laser.
I love the determination on this one. I'm gonna be like my boss, like the hero I see. I and both, the person that's raised me, and then the Rooster that's amazing and fights demons. I want to be like that, and she kind of saves his life, and that's really, it pushes herself, gets herself into scrapes that maybe might be low key compared to what we're gonna see, but at the same time, compared to her ability, this one's gonna be one to look out for later on.
Yeah. She's learning big lessons at a young little age. Steven, what do we think about the new addition to our little party here? Our little growing dungeon crawler party. Our demon fighting party.
You know what? I like it. I like how she has the word duty written on her in kanji, and that's cute because it gives her a sense of purpose from all the other ones, because all the other little chicks in there are like, hey, don't go with him, don't do what he says, run away from him. And she's like, no. She goes, this is dad, we need to sit with dad, we need to listen to him. And that's why, like, kind of like separates her from the flock of all the other normal chicks and all that. But it's also a cute little thing that she's raised by watching samurai movies. She wants a tattoo, and it's like, I don't know if little bird can get
Chick
a tattoo like that. Yeah. But still, it's cute. But she has something in her to pull Keiji across that street onto the back end of the alleyway, and something like the duty inside of her, something like changed inside of her to do that. That was cute, but also something that she had to do to grow, and she's not going to give up on that path to grow to become the best little chicken out there. The one funny thing is, I do like how she went back to her father, that guy, and he couldn't even speak. He's like, but
subtitles.
yeah, it's all they had is subtitles because he couldn't say nothing, man. But you know what? It was all heart right there. It was like there was a point over there, like it's making me tear up and everything. But then later on, it's like, okay, it does feel a little bit like the Rooster Fighter does feel a little bit like, what was that Animaniacs short about the chicken that always could do something?
Chicken
Wow,
Boo?
Chicken Boo.
remember that
Yeah,
at all.
Chicken Boo. Yeah. It feels like that at times until they find out that he's a chicken. but it feels really good to have this party coming in, and then Elizabeth showing up right at the end, like, "Hey,
And
I
we
know
we
who
only
you
know her
are."
name because we
Yeah.
only know her name because we looked it up, but technically the show hasn't told us her name yet.
Ah, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I do like. Did you see that device she's holding? Man, that thing's
Yeah,
like.
Yeah,
that thing looks awesome.
that thing's gonna fry his ass.
Mhm.
Yep.
She's
Gonna be
like got
some
her own
fried chicken
like
there.
portable
Yeah.
taser. Like it's like that's what it
Is
looks
this
like.
gonna
A
be
little
demon fried chicken out here?
yeah.
Mhm.
Sketch, what you think of this latest episode?
So that is to say, he's dungeon caller KG, and what a chick magnet
Demon
he
Fighter
is.
KG. Yeah, I guess so. Oh, I see what you did there.
I find Pyoko has a lot of chicken hawk energy to KG's foghorn. I don't like that. I like that a lot.
I like that reference.
I also like that after he's like, "Fine, kid, but if you ever slow me down, you're done." And she's like, "Excuse me, not even a thank you."
Yeah, she kicks him in the face.
Yeah, you need to watch your mouth sometimes, buddy.
Yeah. Rude.
So rude, so rude. I'm very happy that that the old guy was okay at the end, because I was kind of worried that all these people that got transformed into demons are, a lost cause. But it seems like if they're not fully taken over, that they'll be okay afterward.
Yeah, how does that work? That's a little bit puzzling.
Is he out of that debt though? Like, never cosign a loan.
No,
Well,
not a good idea.
I guess if he like killed the Yakuza demon form, killed the Yakuza, then maybe that erased his debt.
There's always more Yakuza.
But
There
do they
was a
have
scene with
copies?
him. There was a scene with him and the other Yakuza guy. Like, oh, we caught the other guy. You're good. So
Oh, that's true. At the end there, the other guy was caught. So
we got
it
you're off
all
the
worked
hook.
out, kinda. I mean, still not sure what this guy's gonna do for a living if he can't sell his chicks. Those those little chicks are mean. I don't like them. They're meanies.
There's a reason they call it pecking order. Hens are really bitchy to each other. Like
Oh yes.
really bitchy to each other. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, you should see the nonsense that my hens get up to. Sometimes I have to go in there and break it up. it's it's brutal, man.
I have seen such things, but I bet you see it a lot. I bet you see it a lot. A lot of that pecking order going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. The slug creature's like, ha 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 ha. Yes, keep attacking me right here. Ha ha. No, no, don't change aim. No, 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 no.
Hey, can we talk about you stopping?
Can you stop now? Before oh no. I don't understand why I didn't just aim directly for the tail. The dude told you exactly where to aim. But maybe he thought, well, what if that's a trick? Let's be thorough. Even so, I think if you wanted to be thorough, just start at the tail and work your way the other direction. It all worked out. I'm wondering what the deal with this very intimidating hen is. Is she another one of his one night roosts?
I feel like that's probably close to the truth. I mean,
That feels
Cage's
accurate.
Cage's a simple rooster. He likes to kill demons, eat, and do other hens. So I can't see him breaking that pattern.
No, probably not. Probably not. I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting him to go on about the umami flavors of
No,
the sea
we
urchin.
got some
Also,
mini
Has
food
any,
war
have
moment
any of you
there.
ever tried sea urchin? I can't because of an allergy, but I'm really curious if you guys have tried it and what it tastes like.
this show's also redefining the term bucket of chicken.
Ah,
You asked for puns, I'm bringing them.
No, we're here for it.
And they're not all just cock jokes.
Those
He
kinda
did
make
get a
sense.
little cocky this time, though, to remind us what Paul said. He definitely got cocky in this one, where he didn't even show consideration for what Pyoko just did for him.
Yeah. It was rude.
Don't be cocky, KG.
No.
Nuh-uh.
He can't help it.
Yeah.
It's his nature.
It is.
Yeah.
It is his nature. It's
He's
definitely
gotta
his
do what
nature.
he's gotta do.
Well, maybe he's about to get some comeuppance.
Could well be.
But I'm for.
His
I'm for
chicken has come home to roost.
it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I just love that it's Lucy Christian. It's wonderful. Nami going after Frankie.
Oh my god, it is. You're right.
I'm a
Okay,
little
so-
like trying to figure out how these demons form. Like the boil just is it like an infection from something else and then it feeds on your inner dark thoughts?
That does
I think
appear to be the
so.
case because his
And
boil
then-
just showed up one day.
Kind of like a spore.
Yeah, like yeah, exactly, like a spore. Something's infecting them and then but then like why can some be freed and some can't be freed?
Because they still
These are the
had some
questions.
good left in them. I don't know. The rules are not clear.
No.
Maybe they'll
No.
become more clear. Or maybe
But
they
I'm
won't.
paying attention. I've noticed. I just want to say these are things we've noticed. We picked up on the little hints.
Hmm.
We're smart. We're smart people ish. We're smart
Allegedly.
adjacent. We're
It's-
smart adjacent.
It's pretty
adjacent.
tropey. There's been a lot of shows where this kind of thing happens to normal people under great
Yeah.
duress.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Really
The
makes me
funny
think
part
of Gal
though
Gagar.
is at this stage it's still like it's obvious to the audience it's not at all relevant to the hero.
Yeah. But as you pointed out last time, they seem to be such a common incident that they have like sirens for these demon attacks.
Yeah.
And Duelist and I were watching it, and he was making the comment that it looks better than a monster on Uzumaki, and then the siren goes off. He's like, that's a little too.
And then we had the
And it's a slug.
well, and then we also had the little ramen shop, the spiral ramen shop.
Yeah, a little spiral ramen shop. We can't escape it.
The
I didn't
Uzumaki references
even
are making
notice.
themselves.
I didn't
I
even
had a s-
notice that.
I had a snail on my patio the other day. They're around. I just leave it be.
Did you give it a little name? Did you send it on its merry way to go eat someone's plants?
I don't really have plants in my patio area, so it's all good. But I did not give him a name. Didn't even think about it. It was like,
When I was
a snail. Better not.
when I was a
step on that."
kid, I used to pick the snails, and my grandmother would cook them. I'd go around the yard and pick them, put them in a bowl, and then she'd go and cook them up for dinner.
But does it have the same umami profile of the delicious stink bug?
Do you think that I ate those? Come on, come on, come on. I didn't.
No.
Those went nowhere near my mouth.
Man, I didn't know what that story was going, but I was like hoping, man, did Kuro eat those things?
I was encouraged to try them, but I was way too squeamish and not adventurous enough. So, no, someone else will have to be more adventurous and tell me how it worked out.
And if eating snails wasn't already something you didn't want to do, Uzumaki ensured it.
Oh yeah, no, that's never gonna happen now. Ruin that forever. Oh yeah.
Esgar, do not pass go.
Indeed.
You know, I'd actually forgotten that scene. I'm really glad you reminded me of
You're
it.
welcome.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You're a good
welcome.
friend.
You're welcome. I quite enjoyed the first two episodes. I did not expect. I was aware that there was relations in the manga, but I did not actually expect that to be adapted in the anime.
It's pretty funny,
Well,
right?
But we're not. we're not leaving anything out here.
You might say we're laying it out on the ground.
Oh, Cletus, nice one. Escar, no thanks.
Nice.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And Darrell's in the chat.
Yeah.
Hey.
And Sean Kane.
I can't get enough of
Right.
these puns, man. You guys
And
kill
Mr.
me.
AJ Tib. Thanks for being here, folks. Hopefully we're entertaining for you. Yeah,
We do our
I
best.
think I think this might be the winner. This might be the Toonami original anime that sticks the landing.
People seem to be enjoying it.
It's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't imagine, based off the premise, you can fuck this up too much. It's pretty absurd. So all you have to do is just have crazy demon shit and Rooster fighting them, and like all this crew just being what it's shaping up to be. Like
Mhm.
it's a pretty straightforward story.
It
You
doesn't
know?
need any massive ending to be
No,
awesome.
it
as long
doesn't.
as
It doesn't
stays-
need a
Nah.
crazy plot twist. It just needs to play into the characters and what it's set
Well,
up and the
Might
action.
be nice if KG finds the source of the demon with the special mark, but
I
Sure.
feel like yeah.
that's a long-term goal.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Like that too. That should happen too.
What if we find out his sister's not actually dead?
Ooh.
We're not going down this road again, okay?
Team not dead kid. Yeah.
We're not doing
Oh
this
my
shit again.
God.
Sketch.
Oh, too bad Bo's not here for that.
But I am, so I got your reference.
Oh, good.
Oh, you all know. You all know. Hey, if you want to relive Ninja Kamui, you can. Starting next Saturday.
Yep.
At,
Hey.
oh boy, 3 a.m.
What'd you think about the quick change to the schedule? We talked a little
That-
bit about it last
that
week. I
is
was
a bit
confused by that.
Peculiar, especially because they phrased it as we plan on replaying Lazarus later in the year. Like, okay, well, okay.
Yeah.
It's like, thanks for the heads up.
Yeah.
That's like, well, all right. I'm personally, I'm fine with them playing Ninja Conway rerun before doing Lazarus again, but okay. Whatever. The advanced schedule is showing Blue Exorcist season 1 rerunning once Daima leaves. We'll see if that schedule change
It's
sticks.
not even the best season.
No, I'm like, oh, can't we just start with Kyoto?
Or
It's
just
gonna take so long to get through.
I know. They could just they should have just started with Kyoto.
If you're gonna do that, play 2 episodes a week. I
Yeah.
won't be paying
And
attention,
then
but you'll get
stop
through it
at
faster.
episode 15. Just stop there.
Oh well, yeah,
Or
they
16.
They could do that, but they won't.
They should have done that last time.
Coulda.
They never do.
Woulda.
Because it just took so
Didn't.
long to explain that none of that shit was relevant.
Yeah, they even
We
had
had
to
to
have a
keep
special
bringing it up.
a special Tom introduction. We're like, okay, well, so this is the reason why this is like this. We're like, if you're gonna go through all that trouble,
I'm glad they did that. But
I
yeah.
am
wow,
glad they
yeah,
did
I'm
that.
Well,
glad
it
they
was
did that too.
padding. It was the filling out the time. So
Yeah. I'm guessing the Rooster Fighter episodes run long because we didn't get the full opening this week.
yeah, I noticed that as well. It was pretty short.
At least it was a good short version, unlike Blue Lock, my word. It's so bad. So bad. Hey, we can talk about Blue Lock, but before we do that, anybody else have any final thoughts on Rooster Fighter episode 2 or thus far? I know Laser wasn't on last
I
week either.
really hope that that I just get over whatever this is about the screeching Pyoko voice that's kind of grating on me, because it really hurt. The screaming, her screeching throughout the episode was just so much. It was so much. It was really loud. Like, it felt like the volume of her voice was louder than everything else that was playing. So maybe that was part of the problem.
Maybe it'll get dialed back and
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
really enjoying Rooster Fighter as a whole. I love the fact that it's a freaking chicken call as effectively a Kamehameha.
Yeah.
The show is insane. It knows that it's insane, and it revels in it. How could you not have fun with this?
Is it insane in the membrane?
It is insane in the membrane.
You're welcome. I'll see
Yes.
myself out.
quite insane.
Right.
Quite insane. But a good time. A very good time. A very fun way to kick off Toonami every week. And if by chance you miss it and you don't have on demand, it's also on Sundays at 12:30, I think. Yeah. Which is interesting in its own right that they're throwing it on regular Adult Swim time. But it's the kind of show that totally works for that, so I'm for it. Yeah. And the dub is also on Hulu, Disney Plus.
It is.
And that's the only way so you can watch the sub. And I am also I'm pretty sure it's the actors doing the chicken noises. I'm pretty sure.
I would love for us to be able to ask that question. Because
Maybe we
I'm
will.
sure they probably, if it is them, I'm sure they have an amusing anecdote about how they managed to do that.
Well, I'm sure Patrick Seitz is no stranger to making animal noises.
At
Yeah,
this point, absolutely, probably not.
that's true. Yeah, it's just so funny because he's got such a deep voice, and he
Oh yeah,
just
but
is
he
such an
also has a
excellent
really high
rooster,
register that he can use.
which speaks to his range. Then
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
tremendously talented. And so, Laser,
Supposed to be
supposedly,
the Toonami faithful exclusive.
KG the Rooster might have somewhere appeared in Tojima Wants to Be a Common Writer.
Oh.
I don't know if that's true, but I heard something like that. I'm like, whoa, wait a
not
minute.
not literally, but the main character of Toji Wants to Be a Common Writer is voiced by Patrick Seitz, and there is a chicken, a notable chicken in Toji Wants to Be a Common Writer that kind of ends up as like a trainer for combat before it dies terribly. It's really funny, and it like basically just happened right around the time that this came out.
Ah,
So
well, there's at least an illustration going around, like an official illustration going around of.
Oh, it fits. If there's a
Tojima
visual illustration
whole-
going on,
yeah.
it's not undoable. That makes plenty of sense in all the best ways. And Toji Wants to Be a Common Writer is all a similarly insane show, so I could totally see the synergy.
All right. Is it time to lock in?
yeah, let's do this. This was actually mostly interesting. By that I mean like the second half of the episode.
Yes,
interesting.
interesting adjacent.
Yes.
The first half of the episode was like pretty tedious backstory, which by the way is hilarious when you play it on double time. I strongly recommend doing this.
Oh no.
I actually love like the scenes where angry Raichi, if that's his name, I can't remember, is like screaming at his teammates. He just
Yeah,
sounds
Raichi.
really funny. He sounds so much funnier when you have him playing on double time.
I bet.
Yes.
You can watch it on double time on your cable provider?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, neat. That would definitely come in handy.
Yeah. Well, I needed to be able to rewatch. I always want to have it fresh in my mind before we record.
Right.
And I had spent the day gardening, so like I had a short window, so I was like, all right, let's do this. Play it double.
There you go. I mean, it's so fresh. We just watched it yesterday.
I know, but that was yesterday.
Yeah, I get you. I was actually able to compile my notes based on memory, and I think I did pretty good.
All right, let's hear them.
So when we last left Team Z, they were forced into a losing game of 10 on 12 due to Kuon, the treacherous snake among them. And Team Z just can't find a way to break through. All the while, Kuon taunts them, especially Isugi, and the Wanima brothers continue to talk smack. Team Z's designated goalie, Iamon, manages to save a goal and declares his determination to stop any attempt at another score. And good on him, because the rest of the team seems to have no idea what to do. And we
Can't
get a
they like
flashback.
call it timeout? Are they not allowed to just call out timeouts and do huddles or whatever?
This is Blue Lock. You gotta rough it.
I guess.
I don't think these guys are thinking about that.
I mean,
But
they
probably
already said,
can.
"Oh, hey, yeah, just let the betrayal happen. It's fine. It's Blue
It
Lock."
would have been like the first thing I did, like a Kuon list timeout. Like, no, fuck you, dude. You're not invited. Iamon will sit on him.
Something like that.
See, look how much better things go when you have someone else in charge instead of leaving it to a bunch of post-adolescent boys.
True.
Like,
The only thing that ever seems to happen is if people don't play soon enough, they're like, you're getting to get the delay of game. It's like, okay, whatever. That's what you care about? All right.
yeah, a long ass game. That's pretty funny to me.
Yeah. So after getting a little glimpse into what Shiguri's deal is in the past couple of episodes, we finally get the flashback where we see that he was once on the same team as the Demented Duo, and they never got along.
Duo.
Shiguri had unmatchable speed, which made him feel apart from everyone else, and everyone thought of him as a bit of a genius, but he tore his ACL, and that put the brakes on his rise to the top. After an extensive physical therapy, he was able to play again, but couldn't bear to hurt himself again, so he's been holding back ever since. And at this point, he's seeing Blue Lock as an opportunity to truly end his soccer aspirations. But when Isugi recklessly attempts to fight the battle alone, Chiguri decides it's time to stop running away from the game and start running to the goal. So Chiguri's blazing down the field, and Isugi smells the goal. He's moving so fast that he passes the ball to himself and manages to score a point that would tie the game. Team W is furious with Kuon, and he's seen groveling before them. And after the game, Chiguri admits that Isugi and his reckless attempt spurred him into action, and the two affirm that they are now rivals to become the greatest striker in the world. Then Kuon is spotted trying to pull the same bullshit all over again with three members of the other team that they're about to face. That being Nagi, Mikagi, and Tsurugi of Team V. But they have no interest in this guy. They don't see it as a worthwhile proposition in the slightest. And Team Z is overhearing this conversation, and they don't really chime in until Isugi confronts Team V to criticize them on their commitment to soccer, because, oh, how dare you say such things about soccer? Whatever, Bo. Just whatever.
I mean, at least that part I got. I appreciated that they didn't give a shit about Kuon. They've written him off already.
Yeah,
So.
they consider him both pathetic and boring. As they should.
Yeah.
Man, this guy really thinks he can pull the same trick twice. It's gonna be really interesting to see what happens after this. We get a little look into it in the next episode preview, and because he was the only one who scored, except for Chiguri at the end, he gets the highest ranking, which I'm sure everybody thinks is BS, but that's Blue Lock. But I'm still wondering if after all of this, he's going to get punished by not his team, but by Ego.
That is a
Maybe
good
not.
question.
He's letting it play out. He's letting
If
it
he's
play
gonna
out.
get punished, it's for trying and failing.
Yeah. yeah. It's like the Chunin exam.
Well, he totally
If
was
you're
like, "Oh no,
caught
let this play
cheating,
out."
then you fail.
Yeah. Yeah.
But only if you don't succeed. Oh,
mean,
man.
He
I,
was
I
asked,
would
"Hey, you
point
want to stop this?" He's
out
like, "No, let it happen."
I would point out that the lack of integrity, I think, long term it's not really sustainable in any sport.
No,
Because
absolutely not.
on the field, like you absolutely have to have that so your team can rely on you. So they'll pass because they're at this point, no one's gonna pass to him. He's not gonna get any passes unless they're super desperate. And even then they're not gonna trust him. So
Mhm.
that
Oh, yeah,
and
he's
that's this
cooked.
team long term, I said this last week that this isn't a sustainable uh plan, and it didn't even work the second time around. So it didn't work with Team V, assuming that they had some integrity of their own. I just don't know. I don't even know how, if he even tries to try this again, like how's he going to be able to score? No one's going to trust him. They're going to put him in the back, stick him in the defense. No, they wouldn't do that. I was going to say stick him in the goal, but no, he would just let goals go. But
Yeah.
but he wouldn't be able to score, so which I think is fitting punishment.
Yeah.
Put him back
True.
in defense or put him in the goal and keep him from getting a chance to score.
Well, as this is a shonen series, there's certainly a possibility that he will change his ways and they will forgive him, but I kind of hope that they don't.
Yeah.
I kind of hope that he's thrown out of the program for this stunt. That would
Yeah.
be the most satisfying to me. But
Yep.
Agreed.
speaking of most satisfying, the extra segment was very entertaining as
As they always are.
Kunigami is helping out Chigiri with trying out different ways to wear his hair because Kunigami is helping him out because he's got younger sisters. And yes, we get it. Chigiri is very pretty. That's the joke. But bro, putting that headband up the way you did, that did not help. I'm not saying it's not a good look, but it definitely makes you look more like a girl.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but that's what you're doing.
Yeah, that's what you're doing. If that's not what you want,
Then you might want to reconsider.
might want to reconsider that. Yeah. So yeah, that's this episode of Blue Lock, which was at least interesting adjacent. They did something.
We're moving in a direction.
Yeah.
At least they're exploring ideas that befit the premise instead of just random stuff happening.
Yeah. I'm kind of underwhelmed with Chigiri's whole deal, though.
Same.
The
Like-
first half of the episode, I was so irritated with him. I was like, look, dude, either step up or get out of the game. I agreed with Raichi, like, move your ass, or move out of the way. And I did kind of like Isagi go like losing his mind. He got a little crazy.
Yeah. He too bad him going crazy doesn't really help that much. Yet.
No, but it was like a spark of personality that I hadn't seen before, and I was like, there we go. He's got something.
Come on, do
like
something. Do
personality.
something. Hey, he's doing something.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was only bored for half of this episode, which is an improvement.
An improvement. And Bachira, please. A towel. Please.
He's given full frontal to all his teammates.
There was a lot of butts on Toonami this week.
We had the butt stuff.
We had the butt stuff. Not as many butts as maybe last week.
You see, are you keeping track?
Oh my.
Well, we're actually going to talk about both those episodes of Primal, so never mind. Never mind. Yeah. We have been joined by Mr. Paul Pascrillo. or as the the AI attempt at captioning us as Mr. Bob Esposito.
Hi, I'm Bob.
You could pull a Bob off, Paul.
I mean, Billy Bob Thornton, but yeah, no Bob.
He does give off some Billy Bob Thornton energy.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but yes.
I have nothing to contribute to that.
just screw the world and screw everybody else.
Actually, that sounds about right. Yes, Sketch, thank you.
At least that's the impression I get from a lot of roles that are played by Billy Bob Thornton. He's a very talented actor. Yeah, Paul, what did you think of this episode of Blue Lock?
I'm just waiting for them to put him in a room and just beat the crap out of him.
You mean Kuon?
Get the
Yep.
socks.
Oh, no, there would not be socks. No.
Make
no.
him
no.
eat the pickled radishes.
Oh my god. I didn't say what would be in the socks. Just get the socks.
What is this? The Dudley Boys? But instead, get the
No,
socks.
this is Full Metal Jacket. Come on, man.
This is my rifle. This is my gun.
Yes,
Now
that's the
now you're
fundamental
now
Jack
you're on the
speaks
right
of.
track.
It's like a golf ball out of a garden hose.
I'm not gonna finish that sentence either. Anyways,
Nah.
yeah, I was waiting for them to beat the crap out of him, and then then this idiot has the gall to fucking go and try to,
Do the same thing again.
do the same thing again.
I did love the team's reaction to that.
Well, at this point, what else can he do? He's dug himself this hole.
And then
And the funny thing is, the other team doesn't really even know how badly it went for him the first time. They're just like, no, we don't need to do that. Why would we need your help? Because if anybody had seen what he did and how it worked out, there's no way they'd agree to it.
By the way, can somebody explain to me how? Okay, they tied, but what makes them play the other team?
It's a round robin.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So is the other team that they tied with still in it? Like, I'm confused.
Probably.
Yeah.
At the end, they tally their win losses and tie. Like it becomes it'll depend on how the other matches go for the other teams.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Which is how it works.
So they're not.
In
So they're
soccer
not
now.
out, but they will be
No,
out
they're not out.
if they don't. Somebody
And
does better.
Team
Well,
D is the one that hasn't lost yet.
Yeah.
So that means they can lose and still stay in. Which
Yes.
means Team Z is going to win.
Yeah.
By the
I
way-
mean, that's the only way this anime continues is if Team Z wins that game. So it's funny because you can kind of see how that's going to happen, but also like, how's it going to happen?
Yeah. Speaking of that, in the previous episode, when they scored 3 goals in the first half, I was like, oh, this is going way too well.
Yep.
There's no way this isn't some bullshit.
What's the catch?
And it ended up being some bullshit.
And the other shoe dropped very quick after.
Pretty much.
Mhm. Yeah. So, and by the way, I didn't know that Team Z had the Flash on their team. I just, want to put that out there.
He's very fast. Very fast.
And I keep, and by the way, like some of you also on this podcast, like I get these names mixed up, especially because we're talking about so many series. I'm like, oh my god, who's on which show now at this point? But I love how he can sniff a goal, so to speak.
Isagi.
Yeah, how he can sniff a goal. Okay, that's fine. That's great. But you're not going to win Blue Lock if all you're doing is sniffing goals and getting other people to score.
Again,
see,
this
that's
is why
the
he should be a
point.
midfielder.
Yeah. I think
Yep.
that's the point, is like figuring out how to utilize his strength to
He needs
leverage
to polish his
himself.
weapon.
But I agree, he's definitely midfield material. Yeah, you be the on field coaching. You can direct your team. Like, there's a lot of advantages. It's an important role. Not everybody needs to be a striker.
Nope, everyone has to be a striker. That's what Blue Lock says.
That's Blue Lock. Everyone's got to be a striker.
Well, they don't even need they only need one. So
That's true. They only need one.
So that confirms that not everybody needs to be a striker. They're just looking for one.
And this is how we find out who's not a striker.
Yeah. I don't see Kuon having longevity in that career. Or in soccer in general.
No. Nope. So Kuro, what are your thoughts on this episode?
Yeah, like I said, it was only half boring. I appreciated a change in the pace, I guess. They made it interesting with how the team was going to deal with Kuon's betrayal. I was a little I do, it's a little thing, but I wish there was a lot more technical stuff you see about soccer. Like, are they going to huddle and strategize? Are they going to, like, they don't seem to do any of that stuff. They seem to be really struggling with some of the basics. And that part's a little frustrating for me. But I don't know, maybe it's just the way the anime wants to pace itself that there isn't really a place for it. Of course, there's a place for, the 15 minutes of backstory, which I wasn't interested, but sure, like, let's stab that, which could have been maybe 6 minutes. I still think, like, they're doing a great job by having some creative animation, some cool animation with the different skill set, like Chigiri kicking the ball to himself. that was cool. Yeah. It was cool him being like, I'm gonna score, like him just like suddenly unlocking his inner soccer demon. So I would like to see this slow upward trajectory of interesting adjacent things happening on this, so that I'm just not struggling to be entertained by it. That would be great. And again, like I said before, this is a me problem. This is not an overall assessment of the show. I'm sure a lot of people enjoy this immensely. I'm just not one of them.
Well, I mean, hopefully what we're starting to see finally is going to be something that actually keeps people in the show, because those first five-ish episodes were just they weren't it. And by the way, most people stay in for just 5 episodes and they're done. So you might have lost a lot of people by doing that.
I hope not. I hope that the Toonami audience is broad and is more broad-minded than I am about this particular anime, or perhaps more entertained or intrigued by it. I certainly would rather be stuck watching this than Tokyo Ghoul.
Amen to that.
You couldn't force me to watch Tokyo Ghoul, so if we're comparing some of the bad things that have aired, like, there has objectively been more terrible things on the flop. I'm just saying.
Definitely true.
I'm pretty sure I stopped after episode 2. Like, I just didn't even, I was just done. And I would get up every time that played, I would just make a sandwich. So at least I'm sitting and watching this episode. Notwithstanding that I have to talk about it on the podcast.
Yep. Steven, what are your thoughts on this episode of Blue Lock?
You know what? I like this one. There was some heart to it after the kid finding out that he, almost wrecked his soccer career and he was going to give up and everything else. Of course, the eyes made him think differently, but the passion ignited the flame in him. But seeing that representation of his chains binding him, it is like a good representation of like all the fears and all the stuff that surrounds people that do things like even play soccer or play any type of sport, but then seeing that like they can't get good anymore. They can't do it. That fear of walking and thinking you're going to fall or something's going to happen. There was a really good representation with that. I I think it's like that. It just feels human, right? It feels like that's the part of the human experience that you fall. It's the old tsunami motto: you fall down 7 times, get up 8. But it shows that in a new sense of like you were bound by this fear of this happening again, of this pain that you felt, this whatever it was, and you can't run as fast, or you can't do something as good as it used to do to what it is. And then seeing him break those chains, break the chains that him and everything else, that was a fantastic moment. And him getting the score and jumping up, good for you, dude, for doing it, and good for the writers to say that and have that animated in there, because that's like a human experience of someone going through some type of fear, and then not performing as what they used to do, and then finding out one day that, hey, I really can do this, and I'm stronger than that.
And how funny would it have been if he jumped up in the air, he landed in punch?
You know what?
That
That would have been funny too.
would not have been funny. Oh my god.
No, it wouldn't have. It wouldn't have been funny. But
Would have been
I
really
have to
sad.
admit, I had the morbid thought as it was occurring.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, listen for the crunch.
I was waiting for that. I was like, wait a minute. Watch him fall on his foot, and then all of a sudden he's like, or whatever.
They just take him away on a stretcher, and all you see is a ambulance leave Blue Lock, and it's like, well, there goes his dream. And he goes like, another one bites the dust.
No, then all of a sudden you hear him say, "Avenge me."
Avenge me. And then Isiki picks up some blood off the ground and makes a declarative statement.
No, don't
we
do
could
that.
write
That's
this
how
in.
you get hepatitis. Don't touch other people's blood. Don't do that.
Come on, Kuro, I'm sure you're picking up on the Naruto reference I'm making.
Oh, now I am.
Yeah. Mr. AJ Tibbs in the chat has a great comment. He loves how the twins were kicking Kuon and yelling at him because they didn't hear about the skill about Chigury's skill, but they were the dumbasses that were the only ones who already knew that beforehand. Good point.
I love the Demented Twins nickname. I bet we're gonna see them again. That's great.
Yeah, they're
Sorry I didn't think of
definitely
that.
sticking around. They got way too much personality to just be...
The crazy eyes. Like, I just want to put something through the one twin's eye. It just freaks me out so much. I just want to stab it. Yeah, he's got to go.
And Laser, what are your thoughts on this episode of Blue Lock?
They finally did something. I felt that way more specifically last week, but seeing it play out this week was interesting. I think it says volumes, though, that this team they're coming up against is like, oh, you want us to help you? No. Why would we want your info? That makes me think this team is a lot more dangerous because they don't feel the need.
Yeah.
There's a little bit more pathos there. I like that. I like that they're finally doing stuff. I don't know that I love this, but at least I'm not bored anymore.
There you go.
Yeah.
I appreciate all the positivity. I'm glad that there are other people besides me to talk about this.
I mean, I was pretty negative about it a couple of weeks back, so.
No,
We were all negative about it.
Steven had some great comments, and you've had some good comments, so it's good. It's refreshing.
Oh yeah, this is Steven's show right here.
It seems to be becoming that.
Yeah, man, sports. Yeah, that's my show.
No, it's good that he highlighted the moment where they visualized Chigiri overcoming his chains. I did think that was a really good moment.
I mean, the show can animate well, and animating that was like really cool. But I mean, the facial animation on this show, they really were going at it.
Yeah.
Especially with the twins.
Yeah.
Dude, designing those eyebrows, and then he had the crocodile eyebrows, but then was it his twin or him had crocodile sideburns? Like it was like etched into his hair, and it was like, okay, this guy was going too far, off the train when he went to get his haircut that day.
Yeah. Yep. And does one of them just never actually move their mouth? Is that-
Yes. The one with
the
the
bit.
crazy eyebrows, well, they both do. The one with the dragon eyebrows doesn't speak. He just
Yeah.
he just grins and makes kind of grunting noises.
While the other one speaks for him.
Yeah. It's weird.
Well, Christopher Guerrero is doing a wonderful job.
Oh yeah,
portraying-
you're totally creeped out by this character. Great job, dude. You nailed it.
Fantastic work. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's gonna do it for Blue Lock. Hopefully, it continues to be somewhat interesting, or even greatly improves upon that. That'd be nice. This new team that they're facing certainly has some personality, and it could lead to interesting interactions that are less on the obnoxious side and more on the, I don't know, intriguing side, maybe.
I think it's going to be a long game. It's going to be like a couple more than 2 episodes.
Oh, yeah, probably. I think we're gonna get like backstory on these guys, because the one player Nagi, he has like a whole side movie. So
I
it's
was gonna say
probably-
that's one of the few things I knew is that I as soon as I heard that I'm like, oh, he's the one that has the movie.
Well,
Yeah.
I would imagine, I mean, this is a competition, so people will be eliminated. So at some point, you know, some of these teammates might end up on the same team down the line.
Yep.
So they try to make some of the it seems like they're setting you up to remember the ones that you're going to need to remember later.
Oh man. Can you imagine a team with just one player from these various teams they've already played? Oh, so overbearing. All right. Well, it's time to say goodbye to Primal again with 2 final episodes of season 3. Kuro will cover episode 9, and I will finish this off with episode 10.
The Hollow Crown. Very ominous. Zombie Spear has dreams of his child mid-fight with the troll, and he seems unable to distinguish between reality and fantasy, but finally is able to pull it together enough to defeat the creature by ripping his scalp off in the true zombie fashion. He uses his mouth. It was something. It was something. And gross. A gross something. Meanwhile, Mira and her baby and Fang and her brood are on a journey seeking Spear, with Mira using the maps she collected from her village to try and find out where he may have gone. Spear's memories seem to be returning, and he starts making cave drawings to commemorate them. It seems that his constant use of the liquid is affecting this, as well as healing him nearly to his old human self, with the exception of his skeletal right arm and the paleness of his skin. But if you notice, as the episode progresses, instead of it being cut off right at the arm, like cleanly, you see like some muscle tissue kind of growing in. It's interesting little detail. Anywho, he repeatedly abandons the crown in spite of winning matches, and it does not go unnoticed by the shaman of the village, who repeatedly tries to crown other victors, but Spear still seems to be unbeatable in spite of his opponents increasing in difficulty. He's also taking mementos from these opponents in order to craft a doll for his daughter. Meanwhile,
Aw.
yeah, sweet dad vibes. Meanwhile, Mira is struggling with her infant and doesn't seem to know how to soothe the crying child, which I'm sure every parent has been through. The baby, as we discover, is very eager to move on her own. She does not want to be carried. She just wants to do her own thing. Okay, she's like, wasn't she was like born an episode ago and now she's crawling? She's
Fang
making
roaring at the
baby.
baby just hilarious to me. He's like, I don't think it's gonna keep a baby from crying, Fang. It doesn't work that way.
Well, she tries roaring at Mira to get her to handle the shit. She's like, "You handle your mom shit," and then she yells at the baby. It's funny. It didn't work. Elsewhere, the volcanic elder attempts to offer Spear a female volcanic dweller as a concubine, but Spear, he roundly refuses the offer and just takes off on his pterosaur with the doll to go back to Mira's village. He was not even interested in her at all.
Nope, and that's the other butt, and it's just proof positive once again. Genndy Tartakovsky is an ass man.
That's like the only female of that tribe we see at all. So
Yeah.
I want to know where she came from. She came out of nowhere. She just
Yeah.
appeared.
She's adult Smurfette.
Yeah. And on route to with back on the journey with the moms and their babies, they cross over a skull-shaped mountain border into the jungle as they head towards the volcanic region, and the babies all seem to be getting along pretty well. It's pretty adorable.
Mhm.
The Spike and Sonia like to fight over who gets the baby to ride on them. It's so fucking cute. I just can't handle it. I love it. I love it.
I'm a little
As they're
concerned
journeying
about
through
the baby, though.
Yeah, like this seems unsafe. I guess ancient
Taking
baby
a
rearing.
newborn on this journey is really unsafe.
Oh, all of this.
Yeah.
All of this is inadvisable. I guess anime logic. As we're about to find out, this was really unadvisable because as they're journeying through the jungle, the whole group is overwhelmed by this monstrous demonic black panther. It nearly kills the party as it's attacking Fang. Mira seems unable to fight back, and Fang is repeatedly slashed at, and despite her own noble efforts to protect everyone, including her babies, especially her babies, and then Mira and her baby. And yeah, it's a pretty dire situation. And then we switch back to Spear, who returns to the village. He sees his own reflection and finds that it is no longer as monstrous as it once was. However, when he goes to visit Mira's hut, he discovers that she is not there. He then follows her tracks and with the pterosaur up to the waterfall. Will he make it in time to rescue his family? Stay tuned in a few minutes to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the village elder shaman is not liking Spear's change of attitude. Not liking that at all.
Yeah. He thought he could distract him with a woman, but he didn't realize Spear is spoken for. He just wants his family.
That huge guy that he fought in that episode, that was crazy.
Yeah, using his own strength against him was pretty nifty. I liked that.
And more quality moments of Spike and Sonia just playing around, knocking each
so
other
cute.
off into the water. They're so adorable.
They're so cute. They're my favorite. They're my favorite characters.
I love them. Love them.
They must be protected. Nothing bad can happen to them.
Yes. Nothing bad can happen to them.
No.
No. No.
Yeah, especially not the next episode.
Before we move on to the final episode, anybody want to share any particular thoughts about this one?
Anything stood out to you, Laser?
I think it's interesting that Spear is stuck between two worlds here. Half of him is still in that Coliseum, wanting to just beat up things and fight and just kill things, and that's a part of him. But the other half of him wants to be there for his family, he wants to experience love. The whole classic "you've got two wolves in you" has come quite to the head with him, where he's got two of them, and he's leaning back towards the other, and our chieftain guy doesn't like that.
No, he doesn't.
And I'll have more to say about that later, but it was something that I noticed and felt particularly like, oh wow, we're making Spear really have to choose who he wants to be here. I like it.
It's interesting that there really isn't a big incentive for him to keep fighting, but he keeps going in there so he can snatch that crown. So I guess the only thing he wants is that goop that he gets from the volcano or the Black River.
But even then, he stops taking it.
Yeah.
No, I don't even necessarily. I think there's a part of him that just likes to fight.
So if he just wanted to just chill out in his cave and make his drawings, technically he could have done that.
Yeah.
Like they didn't throw him back in the arena to fight those things. He came in his own to fight those things. So it does make you kind of wonder.
They do kind of force him to.
Well, no, he shows up. He like runs in there.
Yeah,
they're about to crown the other guys, and he's like, no, wait, I'm here.
Yeah, I'll kill that guy. I'm the king.
Yeah, and
that is true.
Especially funny because he doesn't seem interested in the crown anymore at all. So, what is his incentive to fight? It does beg that question. I think that's interesting.
Somewhat
point
boggles
to
the
point
mind.
out. Yeah.
Speaking of boggling the mind, how does that goop restore his body?
I don't think it's the goop. Hear me out here.
Okay.
He doesn't start looking stored when he's fighting and getting the goop initially. He starts changing the way he looks when he starts second guessing that and starts wanting to be with his family. I think his soul is restoring his body.
There's some crazy magic at work here, guys.
Well, I mean, it's voodoo magic to start with.
Yeah, it is voodoo magic, and he has he has the bone hand that should not function at all.
And yet it does.
Well, if it's not the goop, that's good.
Because the goop just makes him big. We know what the goop does. It makes big monster guy fight people.
Yeah.
I think the goop's a drug.
Oh,
He
yeah.
found a new drug with his family. He found a new thing, right?
Art is his new drug.
Yeah, yeah, it's that. It's like he found his new thing. He found the thing that can replace it. He's replacing one drug with technically another one. But he found it, and it seems like because he threw away the crown. He's like, I don't care anymore. But in the beginning of it, it was like, I'm King Spear, right? I'm the king. I can do everything, and it doesn't matter. But as soon as he found out that he was like, he can draw, he can see this stuff, he can understand it.
His humanity.
Yeah, the humanity came back to him, and he's like, wait a minute, I have a daughter. I have this little kid, and he liked seeing it. It was like it came back to him, and that's why he fought in all that stuff in the arena. He was like, wait a minute, he can put things together. He's seen things. He goes, wait a minute, that could be like a doll, a gift for that little baby. And it took him like all these things to find the perfect thing for him, to find the perfect thing to build for that a moment to give that to his daughter. And you can see the progression of him getting better and probably taking more of that goop until a certain point where if the goop stuff, if that Pirates of Blackwater, whatever stuff that is, you know, whatever stuff that was in him changed him to a point, because it does make you monstrous. We seen that in the first season, because that's the same black goop that they were dealing with then. It's like a drug that can be like turned off and on at certain points, because you can imagine that after not taking that drug, there's probably withdrawals, but then it just returns to the normal, you know, that fighting stuff. And he got tired of fighting. He wanted something else to do. And he found that something else with his daughter, and seeing them, and that humanity came back. Otherwise, man, he was fighting. I thought he was fighting like Valhalla, or, you know, something from Dexter's Lab that who was it? The guy with the blonde haired Viking dude.
Yeah,
He was
Valhalla.
like Scottish, but I'm like, oh, it's Scottish. I thought it was Valhalla. I'm like, oh, they brought back a Dexter's Lab dude. But still, I mean, him going through all that stuff, rejecting the kingship, rejecting their wishes. I mean, he's a one-woman caveman, and he's like, that lady dropped that stuff right in front of him. He's like, what's going on? He's like, I'm done. And
He didn't even give her a second look. He was like
yeah, he
not
was like,
having
no,
it.
man.
Proud of you, Spear.
Yeah, me too.
Paul, any thoughts before we move on to the final episode?
No, not really. I mean, you can go on to the next one.
Okay.
Primal kind of lost me in the beginning, so it really hasn't been something that I'm like.
Really? I think this
Yeah.
second half has been very compelling. Like,
agree
if you
with
stopped
that.
watching, you've completely missed out. They've really been building up this coming together, and the way it ends, it really drives home what the message was all along. I'm sorry you missed out on that, because I've actually this season did win me over in the end.
All right. Final episode time. As mentioned minutes ago, a Spear has gone searching for Mira and the dinos, flying on his flying dinosaur.
His pterosaur.
His pterosaur.
Yeah.
So he comes upon a bloody scene. He's fearing the worst, but bit by bit, he pieces together what has happened. Like he's having his crime show moment. It's like, and this is what happened.
Detective Spear.
Then this is Detective Spear. That's right, Detective Spear moment.
It's his second career.
He finds the remains of the panther, and then soon
Thank
after
God.
that, yeah, man, that panther had really freaky eyes. I think it was possessed or something.
It was unnatural. It was like a werepanther. It had big shoulders. It was freaky.
Maybe it drank some of the goop.
Could have.
Maybe. So he finds the remains of the panther, which Fang did manage to thwart in the end. And he also finds Mira, the newborn, the baby dinos, and a wounded Fang. And Mira is just astonished at the state of Spear's body. And then she passes the baby to Spear to hold for the first time, and it's so beautiful.
Oh, it is beautiful.
So beautiful. And now that he doesn't reek of death, even Fang finally acknowledges that it's Spear and is happy to see him. This is a beautiful moment. I sure hope nothing happens.
We're watching Primal.
It's too early in the episode. Something was going to go wrong.
Oh, yeah.
It's way too early in the episode.
I was smiling too, and I'm like, all right, Shu, go ahead and drop.
I really thought that the shaman elder would like attack the village. But I guess he didn't need to do that. He just captures all of them out here in this forest, this jungle, and they knock Spear out. And when Spear reawakens, his hands are chained and he must watch in absolute horror as Mira and the dinos are fed the black goop, which transforms them into mindless beasts that immediately try attacking each other. And this moment I thought, oh, they're all going to fight him and he's going to have to fight them all off. And maybe he's going to have to like choose to die so that they live.
Where I thought it was going to.
Yeah, that's where my mind was going. And yeah, it I don't want to just like tip my hand here, but that's not where it goes. But he has the just awful task of trying to keep them from killing each other. And the elder is overlooking this horrific display while holding the baby, like basically as hostage. And Spear does manage to break loose, and he tries to keep the others from harming each other, which is very difficult to do. Like this goop, it made Fang even more formidable. It made Mira Hulk out, and even the baby dinosaurs like grew to adult size. Like this stuff, this doping is crazy. And then, unluckily or luckily, depending on how you look at it, the volcano starts erupting, which breaks the ground beneath them, which does help deal with the onlookers, but it also has further complicated the situation where Spear has to keep them from falling into the lava. And one of the dinos is about to fall into the lava, and Spear goes as far to just throw out his hand to grab it, and as you would expect, the dinosaur just chomps right down on his arm, and it was like, ooh. Somehow he doesn't lose his other hand on that one.
He's taking a lot of punishment.
Yeah. And this stupid shaman elder drops the baby. But Spear does manage to save her while continuing to keep the others from killing each other. And Mira slashes at her own baby, and the baby cries, and that manages to snap her out of the trance. And once she has come to her senses, obviously she's just horrified that she just scratched the forehead of her own baby. But she looks to be okay. And now we got to deal with everything else. So Spear notices, what else? A spear! And he grabs it and then heats up the tip with the lava, which he uses to poke the baby dinos and cause them to revert back into their smaller forms. And he does so narrowly before one of the unaffected baby dinos kills the reverted one, which, oof.
Yeah, Spike was so sad when his sister attacked him. He's like, but don't you recognize me?
Yeah. But the same trick's not going to work so well on Fang without a lot more attempts. So Spear frantically stabs Fang, loses his bearings, and as he starts plummeting towards the lava, that's when Fang snaps out of it and reaches back out to save him. Somehow they all manage to escape this traumatic experience. And they return to the village as a family. This is the end.
Yeah.
They all survive.
Yeah.
Mirroring the end of season 2, we see Mira and Spear's daughter riding on one of the fully grown dino babies. But this time, Spear walks out and stands right alongside them.
See, he was there the whole time. He was just out of frame.
Just like Tsukushima.
So.
I'm sorry, I just ruined it. I just ruined the moment.
Oh.
What a finale!
Yeah.
Oh my word. I don't know how I feel about it.
The retconning or the heartwarming ending?
Yeah. Both.
Yeah.
I like that it has a happy ending. Spear deserves a happy ending.
Yeah.
And so does Mira and all the dinosaurs. But man, kind of feel it pull the emotional rug out from under.
I like that you're just not meant to understand how Spear is completely human again. I think Steven was onto something in that his rediscovery of his soul, his humanity, is part of
That was
what's
Laser.
restoring. Oh, Laser. Yeah, that's part of what's restoring him.
Maybe I'm misremembering, but I think even his other hand is back to normal.
Yeah,
It
it ends and he's got both hands, not a skeletal hand.
No, one of
It's
them's still
fleshy.
skeletal hand.
It's fleshy. No, the last scene, he had his hand restored. It was a
Well, the jury's-
non-fleshing hand.
The jury's out on that one, I guess. But wow, what a happy ending. Well, I guess Genndy can keep this story going as long as he wants. If he has any more ideas in the chamber, and apparently he thinks he does.
I'd say this ending made the whole season worth it.
That's a fair observation.
Like, you guys know, I came into this season, and particularly early in the season, I wasn't exactly enjoying Primal. I love this ending. This ending was great.
Steven, what did you think of the season finale of Primal?
You know what? That was a fun one. Sorry about that. Just posting in chat. The final frame.
Yeah, I was looking at it too. The final frame shows us both hands.
Yes, exactly what I was going to point out.
Oh, yeah, so it
yeah.
does. All right. I didn't notice that when I watched it.
Hey, let's give Spear a hand.
Duh.
Duh.
Someone did, apparently.
It's pretty good. I gotta say, it's a mixture of emotions because you don't want Spear to die, but you don't, you want something of that course to be rectified and that emotional core of it, like, because season 2 he's dead, and it's like you have to figure that out, and we moved on kind of as a society, or as people who watched it, of like, Spear's gone, this is a new thing. And now all of a sudden, Spear's back, but he's dead. And how's that going to play out? And then it's like, okay, he gets that happy ending. I mean, he should get that happy ending. His family was eaten by T-Rexes and then Fangs was eaten by other T-Rexes and stuff like that. And the whole thing happened all again. And so all of that fighting, all of that, everything led up to this. So I'm happy for him, but it's a mixture of emotions because, hey, what happens now, right? Is it going to be what they wanted for like the Halloween movies after Halloween 3 Season of the Witch? Like, because what they wanted, like an anthology thing. It was always going to be Halloween, but it was going to be something different, right? It wasn't going to be this thing coming after you, right? And so that's what Season of the Witch did. And so is Primal going to do that thing now, or are they going to continue with Spear? Because Spear's a big draw in this thing, right? He's learning how to become all of this stuff. Is he going to be with his daughter, and is he going to teach her how to become him or something, or a mixture of both of them, Where does that go from here if they're going to make any more about that? Because Spear is that draw to it, and Fang is that draw to it, because they had like 2 seasons of that, and you don't throw that away. But it is also a cool thing of them saying, this is the ending. This is something that we wanted. And it's an interesting idea of them doing that, of kind of like that retcon, and I don't know if it is or isn't. If like what season is actually true, or was, like Laser said, Spear there the whole time and we just didn't see it. Like they cut to it and we just didn't see it. Did they have that plan all the way from the beginning?
No, I don't think they actually did. I'm
No,
just
they
being
didn't.
cute.
Yeah.
Genndy realized he didn't want to kill the character
Yeah.
after he already
like-
killed the character.
I mean, nothing's right as a creator, I guess. Do what he
Yeah,
wants.
yeah.
I mean,
I almost hate to make this comparison, but this is some Goku Dragon Ball shit.
yeah. Yeah. It feels almost like a Marvel comic thing of like the 3 people that don't die, one of them Spear now.
Huh.
Aunt May, Uncle Ben. No, no, Uncle Ben dies. Aunt May can't die. A few other people can't die, and then now Spear. But I don't know. I liked it, and I liked the ending. It was a bit anticlimactic at that point. They should have fought a kind of different beast, I would have thought, or something relevant to the plot of everything, of the whole thing. Like, if they would have came out and it was a bunch of zombie spears going after Spear and his family, that would have been interesting. Like a culmination of all of this stuff. But it felt like
Where are you getting the extra zombie spears from?
I don't know.
Yeah, and I
all the
actually
goop.
I want to give a little pushback on that though, because I think this was relevant because Spear has always been two things. On the one hand, angry Spear murder things, but also loving Spear, loving his family. He was at war with himself, and this cult people pushed him into the darker side of himself, and if he didn't overcome this, he was never going to be a better person. He had to overcome this. It was absolutely relevant. And
Mm.
he didn't have to beat a monster. He had to beat himself.
Ooh, it's deep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man.
it was deep.
I agree. I agree with that sentiment. It's him finding humanity in death.
Indeed.
That was the theme Genndy wanted to convey.
I'd say he did so. So I don't mean to push too hard on you, Steven.
No, that makes sense. It felt just a bit anticlimactic at certain points of that thing. But I mean, I do get what they were trying to do and make Spear whole again, because it was that family aspect of it that he always wanted to do it. But that part there that like really was like shining on me of like, this was humanity, of him actually meeting his daughter and holding her and seeing all of that stuff. It's like at that point when he touched her and they like both smiled, it was like he melted. That heart became human at that point. He regained who he was, and he became a girl dad.
Mhm.
Aw. Girl dads rock.
Indeed. So I would like to see Spear and his daughter going on adventures. I think that would be fun. Maybe not fitting the vibe of Primal thus far, but certainly could work. He's really got to become the protector now. I'm conflicted on the whole Fang and Spear relationship this season, because at the end, Fang's like, "Oh yeah, that was you." Then what was all this nonsense earlier?
It was all about the smell.
I feel like yes, it was, but I feel like the purpose of that was to kind of take them back to square one when they were a bit at odds with each other, and crank that up even further to see what would it be like if Spear and Fang did not get along at all.
I think that was part of the journey of this season too. It wasn't just about Spear's humanity, it was also his relationships, his family, because in the end, him discovering this family and that his attachment to it is what grounded him, and Fang is a part of that. She's like his other wife basically, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And that really, there's that really precious scene where he wakes up in the village at the end, before the final scene, where he wakes up, he checks on everybody, sees everybody's safe and he's happy, and then he goes and curls up with Fang.
I love that.
Yeah, he draws his picture like this is my family, and his family includes her and her babies, and then he curls up with her, and then everybody joins, and it's just so sweet. They all this is their family, and it's what they had to work to get. They had to get there through this horrible journey. I admit that I had mixed feelings about the retconning, but it's funny. This is one of those things where as a consumer of media in general, like the old me would love something like this. I love like the let's bring this person back to life. I didn't want them to die and to have it all and be happily ever after. I'm a sucker for a happy ever after ending. And I think maybe as maybe it's a maturity thing or maybe his taste change that I can understand and appreciate more nuanced endings where there's where maybe instead of just simply happy ever after there's hope, right? But
Mm.
and so first I was a little bit like, oh, I had predicted, on this show that I thought this was going to end with some sacrifice of Spears, and that would be his permanent ending, and that would be, his reclamation and his overcoming his monstrosityness, except that that wasn't the case. It was something else that happened, not a bad thing, I think equally interesting. And it's funny because you just have to accept the anime fantasy logic of it all that it worked out. And I think that's a little bit tongue in cheek to the viewers from Tartakovsky, where he's just like, I wanted this to happen, so it happened. So you guys just have to accept it. But it is nice. It's a sweet moment, and it's heartwarming to have, this found family. They're together, and they just all that's what matters in the end. And I love that. I have to say, watching that last episode though, that was really it was hard to see Spear. He's in so much pain. He's like agonizing, trying like Samson trying to get out of the chains so he can, keep the beings that he loves from destroying each other. And this volcanic shaman asshole, I don't understand. Beer had left. So he once he found his family, he wasn't going to come back there. He had
Yeah.
no incentive to go back. He had no reasons. He was trying to reunite with his family and stay there. If they accepted him, there was no reason for him to come back. So for them to go and him to go and hunt him down, that's a special fuck you to Spear. I feel like that level of vindictiveness on his part. He really wanted to see him suffer. That's why he figured out he followed him, takes every being that he loves and, forces them to try and kill each other. That's I it must be some cultural disrespect he felt at Spear not wanting the crown and thought like, well, I need to make this guy pay, I
Yeah,
suppose.
something like that.
There's definitely a lot of there's a lot wrapped up in that whole moment. Um,
Very petty.
but they did a great job showing Spears' complete agony over the situation and his struggle trying to break free, and finally like he finds the strength to get through the chains. I thought that was really well done. Uh, yeah, I ended up I started out really not happy with the season because I thought it was weird, and then we suddenly were stuck with this monstrous zombie Spear, which feels like you're not doing justice to a character that we've all really grown to love. Um, but that was meant to be, that was part of the whole journey. That was intentional. So I can appreciate that. It was a nice ending.
Yes. I could see how some folks just would lose interest early on. But I think if you did stick it out and you saw where the story went,
Mm-hmm.
that you would ultimately find it satisfying. Unless you're one of those people that feel like it just feels wrong for Primal to end on such a positive note with no major sacrifice. But maybe you're just a bit sadistic.
Yeah,
But
or we've just become so cynical from watching too many shows like this.
yeah, yeah. Because, like I said, as I was going through the spiel, that's what I thought was going to happen. I thought he was going to have to sacrifice himself to keep them from killing each other, and
Mm-hmm.
ultimately he'd make the ultimate sacrifice to save them all again.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought too. And when he was falling into that lava, I'm like, yep, here we go.
Yep, here it is. This is it. But on the other hand, he's done that. He did that.
That's true.
Yeah.
So maybe he shouldn't repeat that.
And he earned his redemption. He earned
He
his
did.
way back.
Yeah.
He
did.
he literally had to go through hell here because of his own actions. Like, he would not have had this conflict if he hadn't given in to his darker side, if you will. This was a horror of his own making, and he had to overcome it, and then he did. And the cost was his own personal hell. That's not nothing.
It seems like this did grow on you as well, Laser, because you were really
did.
negative about the season starting out.
I totally was. I was negative about the whole show as a whole going into the start of season. This last set of episodes really turned it around for me. I completely changed my tune on it.
Mm-hmm.
It gave me something to latch on to. And the fact that it ends the way it did is also, yeah. I can enjoy a character going through hell. I don't like characters ending up there. I like seeing characters overcome bad things. And that's kind of what happened here.
Yeah. I do like how deeply you thought about this too. I really, it's nice. It's quite heartwarming to see the way that this grew on you.
Well, they gave me something to look at that wasn't just misery. All the bad things are going to happen. Misery. That's what I didn't like.
Oh, come on, this isn't Bleach. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Well,
Sorry.
No, you're good. That the way you felt about Bleach is the way I felt about Primal for the longest time.
Yeah.
And honestly, not doing that as much in this season really did change a lot of how I felt about it, because it didn't do that as much. But I hated in this show something good's happening. All right, where's the other shoe? Literally every time.
Sure.
That's what I didn't like. I couldn't enjoy even the good moments because I already knew they wouldn't let them stick. So having one that does stick here at the end is really nice. Let them have it. They haven't paid for it. What do you mean they haven't paid for it? Have you watched this show?
It's all suffering, but we shall overcome.
Indeed.
I gotta say that shaman dude that was going after Spear, that guy must have lost like a lot of money betting on him, and he's like, I need to get him back.
I think it's actually. I actually do think I know what his deal was. Because initially Spear stopped showing up and nobody went and checked on him. But then Spear kept interfering with their new bouts.
Yeah.
They'd have a new king chant, and Spear was like, nope, mine. Nope, mine. Spear was interfering with his stuff, but then, so okay, we gotta have Spear. Okay, and then Spear leaves. What do you mean you're gonna interfere and then leave? No. Yeah. I think he felt personally slighted for that. If Spear had just left on his own, I don't think he would have gone out.
Yeah, that's true.
But he did try to leave.
After
That
he'd
final
come,
yeah.
yes,
So
but
that at
he
that
did that.
point, that was his, like you say, like he'd been bitter about it. He wanted to make him suffer. The funny thing was it was unnecessary. At that point,
Yes,
wouldn't
but
have come back.
he didn't know that because Spear had basically stopped showing up before, and then showed back up, so he had every reason to assume he would.
I don't think it
True.
would have mattered to him anyway at that point. I think he was beyond angry at his
Oh, yeah.
plans being foiled.
Like I said, I think it was personal because Spear played the interference game and then tried to leave after that. Like, if he had just left without doing that in the first place, yeah, I don't think anything would have happened.
It's one thing, and I'm not even sure how I feel about this saying as I say it, but it might have been useful to include in the episode a little bit more um motivation for the volcanic tribe's shaman.
Sure.
Like have
I
a minute or two of extra scenes to show him reacting, to show him just a little bit more to make to bring together the reasoning behind, you know, his
Yeah, I'm
final
grasping
action.
at
So we're
straws
not
based on
here.
what we have.
Yeah,
so
so we're
you're
not
right.
just trying to guess. Like I think that might that if that was at some point included in the writing boards, that would have been better to include, even if it was a brief one. Like and the way these episodes play out, like he really only needs like 30 seconds to a minute to convey a lot. Like as we've learned from watching the show, they really have a lot. They have a lot packed into a very short amount of time. So I think it's possible to do it. It's a minor complaint, obviously. It's just, one of those things we pick up on because we watch all this stuff so many times.
True. Well, we do have some talkbacks, but before that, I wanted to give Paul a chance to say anything more he'd like to say about Primal Season 3.
I'm glad he actually has a hand again.
Yes.
I mean, everybody else pretty much said what needed to be said, to be honest with you. So I don't think I really need to add anything other than that.
Well, as you did say that you lost interest, but does this ending satisfy you ultimately?
I mean, it intrigues me that maybe I'll actually watch it, but
Well, it seems I'm not the only one. Mr. AJ Tibb in the chat pretty much says what I was saying is didn't really care about season 1 and 2. When season 3 start, wasn't expecting much. But once he finds his family, I was starting to enjoy it more, and more of the episode went on. Then when they made the whole family transformer fight in front of him, I was like, screw this show. I'm done. But then they changed back with the power of love and lava, which brought back to enjoying the ending. I'm always a sucker for happy endings over bittersweet endings. I think that's exactly how I felt about it as well.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
and
solid.
season 2 was a very bittersweet ending. All right. We got some talkbacks. First up from Cletus T. At first, I was wondering where this story was going. The second half picked up the pace and connected the dots well enough to finish strong. There are still questions, but it's okay not to get answers to everything all the time. It's a solid end to Spears' story. 7.5 out of 10. I think it's a little low. I'd give it at least an 8.
Yeah,
Probably
Cletus, come back and explain yourself.
Come back and
As much as I enjoyed
explain
it,
yourself,
I'm probably
sir.
with them on that one, to be honest. If I read the whole show. If I rate this ending, I rate it.
Yeah. Hunter_cool22 says, I'm just glad we finally got Spears' happy ending that we all wanted. And he has this video that shows the ending playing on top of various meme clips where people are like, oh, and the Danny DeVito, I get it. That the really tearful moment from what's that Christopher Nolan movie, Interstellar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that's reacting to the family all cuddling up at the end is beautiful. looking at these clips, I was reminded, oh yeah, that moment when Spear jumps onto Fang, metal as all get out. The lava
Yeah.
exploding behind them, so
Yeah.
cool.
That
Yeah.
is very metal. And
That
he's
was
got
an
his
album
fist in
cover.
the air.
It's
Yeah.
that's definitely been a theme for this season as well.
Don't think I didn't notice that episode title.
There was a reason.
There was a reason. Moving on. Unguided 700 writes in 10 out of 10 zombie spear arc. It was incredible from beginning when he's on his own, recovering memories, to being reunited with Fang and Mira, and then not being sure how to feel about. Then I was not sure how to feel about his beautiful character arcs and the emotion, and all that it's conveyed with the body language and barely any speaking.
hmm
Yes, tells a lot without a word. Epic Lost in Paradise writes in, I thought it was perfect, zero complaints. I had thought season two's ending for a while now. I was thinking of it in bad terms. How it ends was far too rushed because resolved everything in the last 2 minutes. This is a much better send off to the entire story and the cast. That's a good point. Season two had kind of multiple endings. It was like, oh, it's all over. Like, oh, here comes that Viking that's been haunting them all season. Yeah, that was unpleasant.
I still want to know what the deal is with that demon. Like, that's the one nagging thread that's left. Is what the demon that brought him in? Why? He was specifically sent in to do that specific task, and why? Why? That doesn't
Yeah.
make any sense.
Why that?
I mean,
specific task?
demon, like, sure, demon does evil shit. Okay, but demon does self-interested demon. So why did the demon want Spear gone? I understand what the Viking did.
Yeah, yeah.
Gonna give Genndy ideas for season 4.
I mean,
did.
that's the dangling thread.
I mean, Mira's still very traumatized by that whole experience and thinking about it. So
Yeah,
could definitely come
that's
back.
true. It did come back.
That does remind me when he defeats the Viking and then the demon just like rips him back down under.
It's like, nope,
You
you're
messed
done.
up, buddy. It's over for you. Time to pay the piper.
I don't think he actually messed up. Spear died. That's what it wanted in the first place. Like, it was like,
Hmm.
you're gonna go do this thing, and Viking's like, oh hell yeah, I am. And he went and did it, and then it's like, ah, I am a part. Nope, you did what you're supposed to.
That's true. Like the deal was, I get my revenge. He got his revenge.
Yep.
Light Yagami 101 writes in, I guess I want to know how his hand magically got its skin back. Several crying faces.
It's the power of friendship.
We're never gonna know the answer to that.
That's some voodoo magic nonsense. It's
Yep.
magic.
Pretty
We don't
much.
gotta explain shit. This is an interesting observation from Gadriel Van Orion. Season 3 was more like the Samurai Jack game's new ending. It's basically an extra ending if you didn't like the old one. It's not bad, but you can end it at season 2 and be perfectly fine. I mean, if you like really bittersweet endings.
I guess that only makes sense if you play the game.
I feel like this arguably deserved more of a do-over than Jack and Ashi's relationship.
I mean, that was never gonna work out.
Yeah. Wolf writes in, I knew it had to be an interquel from the start, which is before the time skip ending in the season 2 finale. Even though Genndy originally wanted season 3 to be an anthology season after the episode The Primal Theory. This was a test when he said Spear and Fang's story was incomplete. Well, maybe it's complete now.
It's interesting that he thought that because I didn't necessarily feel that way, but I can see the way this season played out. I do see that.
I didn't feel like it was incomplete before, but I
Yeah.
feel like it's more complete now. Do you know what I'm
Yes.
saying?
Yes. There's definitely something more now. Something
Hmm.
came together.
Super Raptor 53. What a great name. Also known as Raptor King 94. We didn't learn what happened to the flying uh, reptile and also how he regrew his hand without the black liquid. Again,
Yeah,
we
the
don't have to explain it.
pterosaur seemed pretty loyal to him.
Yeah.
It grew on him, and Fang was jealous.
Fang was definitely jealous. I forgot to mention that before. Fang was like, nuh-uh.
You found another dinosaur to replace me? That's bullshit. See, she's like his other wife.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
Nicholas, Zen Master of Sci-Fi, writes in, I enjoyed the entire season. I'd say that it was quite impressive to see Spear reclaim his life and his family. That being said, I wonder how he ultimately got his right arm back.
That
Again,
seems to be the trend.
that does seem to be the trend. I mean, we're wondering.
Yeah,
We're
we have
definitely
no
wondering.
answers.
Yes. Yui Wagyu 91 UCCI. It's the most satisfying and wholesome episode of not just the season, but the entire series. Spear earned his happy ending after everything he went through. His family, sans his daughter turning into monsters, is absolutely horrifying and wrong. Yes. Yes. And sorry if I messed up your username. Yeah. I agree. It's it was the most wholesome episode, Primal. Even though it was just downright horrifying for the first half. Marshmallow DJ writes in, I'm conflicted. Season two's finale wasn't satisfying, but did resonate with the themes of death, swiftness, and the brutality from the rest of the series. Season three has a much more satisfying conclusion on paper, but noticeably disconnects from those themes to basically fix the former. I think that's a fair observation. And Link Mountaineer writes in, definitely better than season two's ending. This one felt complete, though it was cool seeing the ending reflected with new context.
Hmm.
That was cool.
Mm.
Complete, except we don't know how he grew his arm back.
Yeah. It almost feels like sleight of hand, except we already know for sure Spear was not supposed to be there originally. So it's a retcon. But it's a happy retcon.
Well, anyone in the future who starts from zero won't know that. Maybe.
Well,
That's
what's beautiful
true.
about it is it fits because I say he's out of frame, but I mean it. Like he just
Yeah.
He
they,
could have
if you
just
take
been
it
out of frame.
if you take it as it came and you don't look at the behind the scenes, it's just like, oh yeah, by the way, he was here. It literally shifts to show him.
Yeah. I'm in complete agreement with that. And I think the general consensus is it's a good ending. Good, satisfying ending that you could argue doesn't quite land the themes of the show overall. But you could also argue definitely lands the themes that Genndy was presenting this season in particular. Yeah. I think it's let me double check Blue Sky to see if there's any bangers on here. This is hard to look through. Where is it? Oh, maybe there wasn't one on here. Steven, was there a post asking for talkbacks on Blue Sky for Primal?
Whoops.
There was,
Oh.
but I can't find it as well. So
Huh.
strange.
Curious.
It's
Curious.
hiding from us.
And I think it's safe to assume that other people couldn't find him either. Well,
that's
we'll do better next time.
That's a fair theory. That's a fair theory. But it's not like we had any shortage. There were quite a lot of talkbacks. So thank you for writing in your talkbacks. You can always write in your talkbacks directly after the posts that we make, or just use hashtag Toonami Talkback. If there's anything about any episode of the show that you just want to talk about, you can do that. And if we see it, we'll read it. Depending on the circumstance. And you can also email us at podcast@toonamifaithful.com. Do that. Then you could write out a whole spiel, though I believe there are various ways to write longer posts. Though they might require having to pay for Twitter.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do
Absolutely
that.
don't do that.
Mm.
No. Don't do that. Do not
Only
do
villains do that.
that. Only villains. Only villains pay for Twitter.
Yeah.
I guess that's gonna do it. I think we had a good, thorough conversation. And we can leave it at that. So you can follow us at facebook.com/Toonami Faithful Podcast and on Twitter @Toonami Podcast. You can listen to the podcast on just about everything, including Apple Podcasts, CastBox, Deezer, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Overcast, Podbay, Podbean, PodcastAddictRadio.com, Spotify, and the TuneIn app. And you can also find every episode of the podcast to stream online at the same place they found the encrypted clinical trials on Lazarus, SoundCloud.com/Toonami Faithful Podcast. Get the latest news by following @ToonamiFaithful.com on Blue Sky and @Toonami News on Twitter. And read the news, views, and reviews on ToonamiFaithful.com. Steven, tell the folks where they can find you.
You can find me always on the internet because that's where I am. I'm MXAGhost on like every platform. You want to follow me, you can. Otherwise, I'll be posting things about Primal because everything we talked about is an image on our Toonami Faithful site.
Laser, tell the folks where they can find you.
Find me on Twitter @LaserKidPrime. Find me on Blue Sky @LaserKid, and you can find me on my podcast, The Summoned Up Saints, where me and my co-host Ark, who's been on here a couple times, talk about Summoned Ups. Also had Sketch, Kuro, and Steven on as guests at various points, and everyone here's always welcome, so you never know who'll show up. We talk about Summoned Up anime. It's a fun time.
Kuro, tell the folks where they can find you.
Well, I found my password for Blue Sky, so I have access to it again. So you can find me on Blue Sky.
Ah,
Yes, by searching for Happy Kuro Kitty, and you can also find me on Twitter @Happy Kuro Kitty.
jolly good show.
Yes.
And Paul, where can they find you?
You can find me on X, Blue Sky, @Papascrillo, and you can email me, papascrillo@ToonamiFaithful.com.
All right. You can find me on Twitter at Sketch1984. Also on Blue Sky, Sketch1984. But before we go, because Paul wasn't able to join us while we were talking about Rooster Fighter, I would like to give him a chance to share his thoughts on the second episode of Rooster Fighter.
So what you're saying is you do love me. Oh, okay. Yeah.
He loves you so much he wants you to talk about his cock.
Oh,
Well,
Jesus
no,
Christ.
no, we
No?
don't. We don't. We don't.
He's not talking about my cock. He's talking
Nope,
about
I
Toonami's
cock.
cock.
No.
It's a cock. You're right. I
Thank you.
misspoke.
The opinions of Laser do not necessarily reflect.
And this is how I get canceled.
Uh-huh. So let's see. Let's type up the press release now. Anyways. Well, it wasn't as funny as episode 1, let's put it that way. But I would say it's nice to see that KG has a soft side to him, and he's not just gonna be like an asshole the whole time. So I'm also interested to know if this little chick has some kind of power, because she doesn't seem like she's a normal chick, especially because she was able to drag him, like, I don't know, all into an alley and then be able to do everything that she did to keep him alive. So it's like, wonder what we're going to see from her this season. So also kind of, it's interesting that I'll also point this out, that the first demon, where it came out of her master's quote unquote neck, it's interesting that he survived, whereas normally when the demons appear they get killed. So I do wonder what that will mean down the line. And then I can't not point out the fact that it's funny that they find the brother at the end and it looked like they beat the shit out of him and brought him to the hospital to show his brother who's in the hospital. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. That part
You
was
have,
hilarious. I wanted a little bit more context to them bringing the brother to the hospital, but it was still funny.
Well, he he got his comeuppance.
Yeah. I was kind of surprised they didn't go to the hospital and mess up the brother for signing the loan, but I think they probably figured out, well, a demon came out of you, so we're not going to screw with you.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably wouldn't try that again.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
All right. Well, thank you all for listening, whether you tuned in live or podcast after the fact. We always appreciate your listenership. Be sure to share the podcast with your friends if you think they would be interested. And until next time, it's nice to have a happy ending for once.
giggity.
Do chicks dig giant robots? Find out next time on Rooster Fighter.